Most recently, I think we talked at my house when you came over for alcoholium. Was that when it was?
Alcoholium?
Yeah.
Is that like helium with alcohol?
Well, you can do that with anything.
I imagine you drink it and your voice gets higher pitched as the night goes on.
Yeah. Talk about getting high.
Yeah, alcoholium. Yes, we did drink alcohol at your house.
So I'll just say it for everybody, I guess, since it's something to talk about. I don't drink is what I say, but now I can't say that because as of when I moved back to Kansas, maybe 6-ish months ago, we started going to a restaurant, and then Zach had me try this drink called a Moscow Mule. Before this, I haven't had anything with alcohol, really. And I was like, these taste great. I want to have all these whenever we show up. And then very recently, like a week ago, actually less, whatever, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to get alcohol and try it. And the reason I got curious is because I would have Moscow Mules with Zach at the restaurant all the time, and I've had two and been completely fine. But for some reason, one day I had one, and I was convinced I got drunk. And I was like, how is this possible? I have them all the time. And so it made me curious. Well, how does my body tolerate it? And so, and I never been incentivized to drink, and I don't want to because I like driving too much, is what I tell people. But I thought, if I bring alcohol home and try something, I'll do that. So I did. And I tried Fireball, and then very recently I tried vodka with Zach when we made the Moscow Mules. So I'm not a raging alcoholic yet. I'm working on it.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
No, that's another reason I didn't want to drink. I think you know this because I don't want to risk getting addicted.
Sure. Well, no, and that's a very reasonable reason not to want to. I think you're approaching it responsibly overall. It was concerning to me at first because you're 27 now. 27?
28.
You're 28
and a half.
All right, so it took you to 28 for you to be like, I'm going to do alcohol now. And when someone waits that long in their life to try something they were fully capable of trying when they're 21, you're normally like, midlife crisis? Or
I've already had a pre-midlife crisis.
Hideous.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah. No, but I wasn't really concerned with you because when you try new things, you're pretty careful. You're timid. Not timid. Because you do it boldly, but you are reserved about it.
That's the word I was thinking of. I was like, maybe he'll come on it. We're reserved, I think, is the one.
Yeah. And so I've been drinking since I was like 17. So I approached it like most people.
And the drugs, not all the drugs, but I mean, you've done more than I have as far as
drugs,
substances and stuff in general. You've lived more, some might say it that way.
Yeah.
But I'm catching up.
I've killed myself inside more too. Yes. With all these chemicals. I don't go crazy either. I don't think either of us I don't know. We don't have particularly addictive personalities, like hyper addictive, like some people. Like some people, if you give them some alcohol, they're already hooked.
I mean, I'm addicted to this one thing.
Right.
Energy drinks, NOS.
And
hashtag not sponsored, but other than that.
But that's like, and that's one reason you were especially like, wait, if alcohol is addictive and I'm already addicted to a drink, like how much more could I potentially get addicted to alcohol, which is a more addictive substance than NOS or
what I was saying
energy
is
drinks.
A couple of different ways of saying it. One is I already know what addiction is like. I don't need to find out what would happen to me if I got addicted to alcohol, something like that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, NOS is pretty tame compared to other things that I could be addicted to. It's still harmful, as are most addictions, things that aren't moderated. But anyway, I don't want to find out what would happen if I got addicted to alcohol. So far, I don't think I'm in danger, but I'm not going to be so ignorant as to say, oh, I could never be addicted. Like, anything's possible, you know?
That's the way I have to approach it to this day. Alcohol is one of those weird things that if you don't treat it like, it's like handling a venomous snake that you're used to handling, if that makes sense. Because I like
analogies.
I don't think that's a great analogy either, but it's like you should treat it with respect always, but you can get comfortable with it.
It's like handling a gun. And you're used to handling it, and now you're just going through the motions, and you're fine. But
that's better.
But you forget that it's a gun.
That's a better way to.
And you gotta treat it like it's loaded, kind of thing.
Yes, because it can.
Venomous snake is more fun though. I'm a venomous snake trainer. I'm pretty used to it by now.
Snake trainer.
How we train the venomous ones?
Dude, if that was on someo's like dating profile, like
I'd be
a
like,
venomous
hell yeah.
snake trainer, like, okay, let me hear more. Yeah, there's been periods of my adult life where I've been more into alcohol, and other times when there's been times when I've had a whole bunch of it for like weeks straight, basically. And I didn't ever feel like I needed it in that time, but there's been times where I was like, I've definitely been drinking too much lately, so I'll give it up for like, 6 months at a time just to prove that I can, and then I can go back to it. I'm fortunate to not be of the kind of person to be among the kinds of people that stick to that substance in particular. I've got my addictions, but they're normally like sugar or things like that, but things that cause pleasure.